Is your constant fatigue, tiredness, brain fog, or even tingling in your hands trying to tell you something? Did you know that 1 in every 2 people in the country of India are suffering from a B12 deficiency without them even knowing about it? Did you know that this is a silent epidemic that is plaguing majority of the population of this country? So your fatigue, your brain fog, your dizziness, your tingling in your hands, your tiredness, your mood swings, or even nerve damage can be attributed to B12. But here is a shocker. You do not have to believe everything that you hear about B12, because you never know, your mode of treatment of your B12 might actually not be taking you to the right path. Today in this video, we are going to discuss about what is B12, why do we so desperately need it, what are those surprising symptoms of B12 that you and me may be ignoring, what are those biggest myths about B12 that doctors usually don't talk about, and how do you get B12 very naturally without really popping a supplement? Let's begin. Let's look at some signs and symptoms of a B12 deficiency. So if ever you feel there is numbness, there is tingling sensation in your hand or feet, or there is brain fog, you may want to check if it is related to B12. Many a times it could even be difficulty in walking. You need to check whether it is related to B12. So have you ever observed a piece of wire? There is this wire which is always coated with a sheath, an important sheath. Similarly, in our body, we have natural nerve fibers. Those nerve fibers are coated with a myelin sheath, and that myelin sheath is actually the protector. It ensures that the right signaling of those nerves happens, the right firing of those nerve signals happens in time when you need it. And this myelin sheath is able to do its functioning well, is able to make sure that your nerve function is accurate if it has the support of vitamin B12. Did you know that there is a connection between your optic nerve and your brain? So indirectly, your B12 is also taking care of your good vision. If you want to be able to see well, then this connection between your optic nerve and your brain has to be right, which is enabled by the presence of vitamin B12. Because B12 has a very important role to play as far as your brain function is concerned, so all of your mood swings or your depression or not feeling right is dependent on whether or not your B12 is right. This B12 is also responsible for energizing your body. It ensures that there is proper oxygenation, because of which you are able to build your stamina better. It is the same B12 that can also help you in metabolism. So your metabolism rates going high, you being able to digest your food well, and the impact on the entire body is dependent on the presence of vitamin B12. So let's talk about a myth related to B12. Now, one important myth related to B12 is that B12 is best received only from animal sources. So if you are a non-vegetarian, you don't have to worry about B12. But if you are a vegetarian, then you are definitely going to be deficient in vitamin B12. Is that the truth? Let's look at some statistics. Did you know that 90% of all Americans are non-vegetarians and 60% of Americans are suffering from a B12 deficiency? So if non-vegetarian food was actually giving you the best form of vitamin B12, why are so many Americans actually deficient in vitamin B12? Ask that question to yourself. Let's first understand what B12 really is. Every living organism gives out waste. It consumes and it releases waste. It can be in the form of gas, or it can be in the form of waste or the excreta that it produces. Living organisms such as humans also excrete and give out waste. Similarly, microorganisms and bacteria also give out waste, and they excrete the waste, which is nothing but called as B12. So if I have to put it in very simple words, B12 can be referred to as the bacteria poop. So if you want B12 into your body, you need good bacteria into your body. So when your bacteria is fed well, these good bacteria are going to consume and give out waste, which is nothing but B12. But to enable these bacteria to give out that waste, which is B12 into your body, you need to feed them something, right? So whether or not you are feeding the good bacteria or bad bacteria definitely makes a difference. If you're feeding the good bacteria, what is it that the bacteria really require? And they require fiber. Now, where do you get fiber from? The most natural source of fiber is fruits and vegetables. So when you have your whole fruits, when you have your vegetables, you get the fiber. There is a tremendous difference between having fruit juices versus having fruits and consuming them, chewing them. There is a huge difference between consuming a smoothie versus having a fruit juice. The difference is in the fiber content. When you juice it and you let the fiber aside, you are actually taking only some glucose, this syrup which is actually going inside your body and creating sugar. But is it giving you B12? Possibly not, because you have not given it the raw material or the food for the bacteria to survive, to consume, to enable them to throw out waste. So a smoothie is anytime better than a juice because it contains that fiber. Especially for diabetics, it is advisable not to give them the juices but the smoothies with the fiber. It is advisable to consume whole foods, fruits, vegetables with the fiber. Now let's say you went to the lab and you got your blood work done. In your blood test, you did serum B12 test. Now, what did the serum B12 test tell you? It told you that you have a deficiency of vitamin B12 into your body because the blood work did not show up enough vitamin B12 as much as it was required in your body. But what about that B12 which is stored into your body? Did you know that your B12 shows only a certain percentage into your blood serum, but there is a whole lot amount that is actually stored into your body which does not come out through a blood test. Coming back to the necessity of having good bacteria into your body because they are the ones who are going to produce that B12 for you. So when you make curd, when you make plant-based yogurt, whether it is your groundnut yogurt or a cashew yogurt or any plant-based yogurt, you are ensuring that there is bacteria into it. That bacteria is going to enable the creation of vitamin B12 for you. When you take an apple cider vinegar or whether you take a probiotic like a sauerkraut, it is going to ensure that it gives you the right bacteria that is going to internally create B12 for you. When you wake up in the morning after having a good oral hygiene in the night, when you wake up in the morning and first thing drink a warm glass of water, you have consumed those bacteria which go inside and create B12 for you. But have we forgotten all those old recipes that were actually about fermentation? All of those recipes that your parents, your grandparents prepared, we don't prepare them anymore, and hence fermentation as a process in every household has become so low. And when you don't have fermentation, you do not get the right bacteria to serve and help your gut microbiome, and hence the presence of vitamin B12 is definitely hampered. And then to say that I don't get B12 because I'm a vegetarian, that may not be true. So if your bacteria require fiber, which is a prebiotic, then give it that fiber through whole grains, through nuts, through seeds, through vegetables, through fruits. You can even change some grains to millets. Have you heard of millets? So whether it is your jowar or your ragi or a bajra, or it could even be the 5 millets that are propagated by the millet man of India, Dr. Khadarvalli. Each one of them is giving you an excellent amount of fiber which is necessary for your body to feed those bacteria and enable good B12. So where are you getting B12 naturally from? When you take an organic apple straight plucked out of the tree, you take that apple, you wash it with a little bit of water and you consume it. That organic apple is going to give you B12 because it has those bacteria over it. Now, when we have excessive sanitation or excessive sprays into our farming process, those bacteria are compromised, and hence taking it and further cleaning it and then having sprays and then consuming it is going to make sure that your produce of bacteria inside your body is going to be lesser. B12 is going to get compromised. So is it a nice idea to have organic fruits and vegetables? Yes, of course it is a nice idea. But is that the only solution? What if you are not able able to afford every organic vegetable? Or what if you are not able to get an access to organic vegetables? Are there other ways in which you can get natural sources of vitamin B12? Yes, you can. Primarily, this B12 is observed into the soil, or it is observed into the intestinal lining of animals. That's where B12 is, right? Your gut bacteria exists in your gut. So it is found in the lining of the intestines, or it is also in clean water. You can get a vitamin B12 if you are consuming fermented foods. All your traditional fermented achars and your pickles that are made in the Indian kitchens, they are a good source of forming that right bacteria which will help your gut, and it will enable the presence of vitamin B12 over a period of time. Preparing a sauerkraut is possibly the easiest and the fastest way to get a good dose of fermented food, a good dose of vitamin B12. Your sprouts will be able to give you vitamin B12. Seaweed can give you vitamin B12. Spirulina can give you vitamin B12. Plant milk will be able to give you vitamin B12. Any nut milk will also be able to give you your vitamin B12. Or any organic fruits and vegetables will be able to help you with your B12 levels. However, it is important to note that there is a pH of the body which is managed by lungs and your kidneys. And your lungs and your kidneys, when are compromised into their function, the buffer systems of your body starts operating. One of those buffer systems is your stomach acid. Your stomach acid, which is also called a hydrochloric acid. This hydrochloric acid has a direct correlation with B12. Low hydrochloric acid will lead to a low B12. A low B12 will lead to a low hydrochloric acid. This hydrochloric acid is important to your body. Do you know the pH level of your stomach acid? It is between the range of 1:3, which is highly acidic. It is required to clear the pathogens out of the body. It is required to get those bad pathogens out. It is also important to digest certain food that enters your stomach. However, it is also important that the absorption function into your body is working right, for which a hydrochloric acid is important. For all of those Americans who are consuming non-vegetarian food but are not able to get B12, it has to do with the absorption capability of the body. Many a times, it is not about the intake as much as it is about the absorption capability of your body. So enhance that absorption, which will enable by the presence of hydrochloric acid, and hence you must ensure a good amount of stomach acid into your body. I hope this was helpful. If you have liked the content, please like, share and subscribe, and I hope it helps you in the B12 journey of yourself and your friends and family. Till we meet again, please like, share, subscribe and comment. I look forward to listening to each of your comments, and I personally prefer to reply to each one of them. Thank you so much. Till we meet again, Namaste.